getting it right now. Here's the latest track now. This came out at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they lowered the hurricane warnings farther south. Estimated right here, 15 to 20 inches of rain. I just posted it online. Those shifts east, they slowed down a little bit. Yes, this is throughout the day to day. Look at these rain bands. They're already sneaking up throughout the day to day. South Florida getting pounded, like I mentioned. They're getting storms, tornadoes.
Monday, 6:30 in the evening, and I wanted to get going about 6 hours ago, but you know how things are. So I'm gonna get things ready to go now. I just put up the Dodger. It's not real happy. Can't really see through it, but it'll protect me from rain. This Dodger has seen better days. It's maybe having it stored in a bag in the sun heat didn't help it, but oh well, it'll keep some rain off of me. Right now, I have a snubber. It's putting all the tension right here and not on the windlass here. When it's in contact with the chain, it's kind of wearing. Just get this over. Okay. So let me get this out of the way because it's unhooked itself. Getting a big pile here. Get that out of the way. Let's take this, put it forward. Okay, so now we can. Here's Mr. Quiet. It's all electric. I'll be back next week. Yeah. Need this. Salad of the sea. Here we are, anchors up. We'll put this back in the bathroom. Okay. And we are adrift, although, as you can see, there's no wind. Because it rained a little while ago and it was really, really windy. So we're probably between a high and a low, or between a low and a high, or whatever. Really, really dark over there, and that's where I'm headed. I mean, I have to go out on the ocean, and it's actually much darker there than it looks in this video. I've got the dinghy secured. I've got, this is holding up the back, stern. This is holding up the bow. And then I have 45, and I have another 45 that keeps the dinghy from rocking this way and that way. And then I have another line here that's pulling it up on that bumper, and I have another line down there pulling up on this bumper. So the dinghy really can't go anywhere. Now it's unleashed, so when the wind blows, especially during the night, we'll make some power, because these don't make any power at nighttime. Since it's getting dark, I should turn on the nav lights and the instrument and the autopilot, and I think we're good to go. Now I gotta struggle to see where I'm going. Yep, that's what it looks like outside the window. Winds are blowing around 25.
My brother, sensing that I was tired and needed a break and some rest, told me about this place in the island of Freeport, Bahamas, and the name was Luqueya. And evidently, years ago, he had gone in there and anchored and got some fuel. He directed me through this cut or pass through all these sandbars and reefs, almost a mile long, to go in there and just anchor out in front of a resort that was close to the entrance. Wasn't quite sure what he was talking about, but I got in there and it was just a series of canals and marinas, and the waterways were fairly small and there were a lot of resorts in there. And I got in there at 10 o'clock at night and it was like the whole place was closed up and there was nobody around. And it did not look like you were supposed to anchor in there. So I started going down this one canal and past a couple of intersecting canals and past a marina. And I found a place that widened up and opened just a little bit. And so I dropped my anchor there. It was after 10 at night now. And both of my bilge pumps had failed. And so I was able to unplug and fix one of the bilge pumps. Got a lot of water pumped out of the boat. Took a shower, and I went to bed, and I slept like a baby. I woke up about 6:30 in the morning, and I looked around, and of course, I'm not checked into this country. And so I thought, I'm rested, I feel great, the seasickness is gone, I'm gonna go. So out I went.
Well, my brother told me to come into this little harbor, a lake, Luqueya, Bahamas. Except where I anchored, I don't think there's any anchoring in here. But I was able to sort things out, get rest, eat food, which was very good. I hadn't eaten much since Monday. And so it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to see if I can get out of here. It's a very sheltered. He might have anchored right in front of this place. I don't know. It's possible. There's more room for anchoring here than where I was. But if I would have seen at least one other boat anchored, I would have anchored here. But I don't know. Anyway, that's the way it goes. It's a real small passage to get in and out of here. Really, really small. I have no idea what the weather is for today, but it doesn't make a difference. I gotta go. So, I go. Florida next stop. Florida next stop. Now, just get out of here without hitting a sandbar. Goodbye, Bahamas. Luqueya, Freeport. Florida Florida's out there somewhere. The sea state is completely different from when I came this way. A little bit of wind would be fine, and raise the sails. There's really only a couple inches of waves from the wind, but you can see there's a little bit of swell, but those aren't waves. That's just swell. And you find that everywhere in the ocean. This is not a lake. It's unbelievable that dinghy there was almost vertical. The wind was howling like you would not believe, and it was trying to pick that thing up and rip it off my boat. The strange thing is the drain plug in the transom was removed. I found it inside there. I don't know, something must have grabbed a hold of it, and all the jostling around, and just unbelievable. Very unbelievable. I don't know if you can see the color of the water. It is such a nice blue. It's the only thing I didn't get this trip was to jump in the water, but oh well. Another time. The winds are light, under 10, but that's okay. Autopilot has the heading, and it's light and calm enough to where I can actually move around the boat and just tidy up some things. Everything in the cockpit was salty. I mean, it was to the point where it didn't even dry because the salt was just such high concentration. And so after I got underway, I thought, I still got to be here for a while. I got out the washdown hose and I washed everything down, and the salt is gone, and actually now it doesn't feel grimy to be in the cockpit. Washed my rain gear, washed all the cushions, even some wash towels, let them dry out. Yeah. Sitting here in the cockpit, and I heard some noise, and I stopped and I listened, and it sounded like a loudspeaker or something. And so I turned around. Right behind me is this cruise ship going by. Huh. He must have been a lot closer there, but I'm not moving fast, not much wind. That thing's pretty big. and you see those waves there coming towards me, they're higher than the boat. Video camera just doesn't show it like that. They're higher than the boat, and then the waves go under me and push me up, and I'm on top. And sometimes these waves are maybe 5 feet higher than me. But because this is not stereo vision, the video just, it just can't represent it. When I was in the storms over in the Bahamas a couple days ago, it was tremendous. It was really, and I know there's sailors that experience a lot more, but still for me it was a bit much. And we come around here, and if we look on the other side of the boat, you can see the waves as they keep on going. Like that wave right there, getting farther and farther out. It's pretty high, but the camera doesn't show that. I'll wait for a really big one. Like this one right here. We go up above. The wave goes over, under. Well, it goes under us. It doesn't go over us. But that right there, the peak. We're looking at the backside. It's pretty big. It was pretty calm all night, and as I'm getting closer and closer to Florida, it's just gotten rougher. It's hard to see the differences between the heights of the rows of waves. This morning I'll be getting back. My little adventure will be over. It's been fun. It's been a learning experience. I've learned that if things are not inside a cupboard or tied down, they are going to be on the floor. I've also learned that there's more leaks in this boat than I had any idea. When waves are coming crashing over the bow and crashing over the sides, there's places that water was just getting in this boat. It was unbelievable how much water was getting in. So that's going to be a little bit of a wild goose chase to figure out and fix, because I can handle rainwater getting in. The salt water getting inside of the boat is just grimy. Salt water is so corrosive. One of my solar panel meters, which isn't mounted yet on the wall because I just wasn't sure where to put it, so it's just sitting in the kitchen. Well, evidently some salt water flew through an open window and hit the plug connection on the back of that, and it's already corroded a terminal and it's broken off. It's unbelievable how fast the salt water corrodes electrical things. So yeah. Okay, let's try this. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. That wave right there was as high as my head, and the boat goes over it. I'm going to try to tell you exactly what it is here. That wave was about as high as my chest. Okay, now we're down in the valley. That wave, before we started going up, was as tall as the bimini top on this boat. So there have been some taller. So let's, this one's medium. Now we're on top of it and we've settled down into the valley. That one's medium. But sooner or later here, a really big one will come. And that motivates me to pick up the camera and try to give you an idea of what it's like. there's like just waves, one after the other, one behind the other. Like there's a big one back there. Sometimes when they crest, you know they're getting up there. The boat stays on top unless it's a huge wave that breaks over us, and then that's a totally different set of dynamics. We don't want that to happen. Some of these waves look like monsters. Now, I don't know if you can see it out the window there. The ocean is kind of dark from clouds, but all the motels and the city skyline in the West Palm Beach area is brightly lit with the sun. So I was able to say land ho a few moments ago. And I have the same feeling that other people have had. And that is, yes, you're looking forward to getting back, but at the same time, it's nice just to let the trip continue and keep sailing. My brother just informed me that where his boat is stored over in the Fort Myers area, that 80% of the boats have damage. So if he wants me to, I'm going to take a drive over there and give a visual, because all the phones are out. Maybe if the roads are flooded and I couldn't even get in, I don't know. But I'm willing to give it a look-see. So it's like this. I'm coming in and the Gulf Stream is carrying me north, which is what I expected. And so I went downstairs to make me some breakfast. It was kind of rocking and rolling. There was a north-northeast wind and it was kind of disturbed out there. And I showed you some of the video of that. So I'm downstairs, got myself wedged in the kitchen. Now I'm making breakfast. And all of a sudden, no more rocking and rolling. It's smooth. And the wind's changed. And I come up here, and all of a sudden, I'm going south. There's no wind in my sails, and I'm moving at 6 knots. Huh? What is up with this? So I measured it on my Aquamaps, and right at about 8.5 miles from Florida, the Gulf Stream flopped, and there's still a Gulf Stream going north, but there's another stream from 8.5 miles inward to the coast going south at 6 knots. That's kind of unbelievable. That hurricane, I guess the storm surge and something about it, it kind of switched everything up. And so normally when you're coming in, you account for that 3.5 knots going north, and even when you're sailing, so you don't find yourself too far north and you have to motor to get back in. And so now all of a sudden I'm about 6 miles south of where I want to be, and I tried sailing whatever I could. I couldn't overcome that 6 knot stream, that current. So I decided I'm going to come in real close to shore because maybe it stops. And let me see if I can show you this. There's a tanker over there. I don't know if you can see him. He already passed in front of me. He's close into the shore, and I think the reason he's taking that cut, he's just right over there, is because maybe the current doesn't extend that close to land, and they were finding it tough also to get to the inlet. There's a lot of commercial traffic into the Lake Worth inlet. So that's my hope and plan, that I can get close enough to shore and get out of this current, or it's going to be tough to get back in.